we are very happy. We are here online with you and with Julien he's the founder of IoThink Solutions. So today we're going to talk about smart building use cases. He will introduce you the IoThink platform and solutions they are provided. So I will quickly jump onto the webinar with him. We'll let him the mic because we took we are a little bit late, but Julien, feel free to take the time you need to present, and just remember that you can ask anytime your question in the question panel, and we'll have a 10 minutes Q&A in the end, so you can directly ask your question to Julien. Thank you again, and the stage is all yours.
Okay, hi Nicolas, hi everyone. I'm very, very glad to be here today and to have so much registrations today for this webinar. Almost 200, it's crazy. And I really hope everyone is safe at home. It's the most important thing today. So today we will have a 20-minute presentation about our company, our solutions, and smart building use cases, and 20 minutes of a live demo about smart building use cases. So let's start with a presentation of the company. So IoThink Solutions, it's a French company founded in 2016. We have a strong experience in industry, energy, and HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. And we use Sigfox connectivity since the beginning of IoThink Solutions. So we know very well this technology. Why IoThink Solutions? We used to work for several companies in HVAC industry, and we were facing several pain points when we decided to start an IoT project. The first one was the time to market. It's very, very important to market the solution very quickly before your competitors. You have to be the first one. The second point, interoperability. When you start an IoT project, you start with 1 or 2 use cases. But a few months after, you need another use case and another one. But this time, you need another kind of device, another kind of connectivity. That's why it's very, very important to have a flexible solution. The third one is scalability. When you start an IoT project, you can't know if it will be a success. But you have to take care of it, because if it's the case, you must have a scalable solution at the beginning. The cost is very, very important in IoT project, because the investment cost and the operation cost, you have to take care of it, because an IoT project will be a success if the return on invest is very, very short. The security is quite important too. You have to manage it on all the layers: hardware, connectivity, cloud, and application. The skills. Some of our customers, before working with us, told us we would like to develop our own solution, but they need a team. They need various skills: hardware, connectivity, cloud, programming. And some of them, after a few months, contact us and say, okay, we will stay focused on our core business. Okay, that's why we founded IoThink Solutions and we developed Kairon IoT Suite. So inside Kairon IoT Suite, we have a design tool. We have an IoT platform, a mobile app, and the full package is available in white label. And in this toolbox, you can create some applications, some use cases for smart building, city, industry, energy, retail, agriculture, etc. Some key figures. At this time, we have more than 600 use cases already deployed on the platform. We have 25,000 devices and machines connected on the platform. We have more than 200 decoded devices on the shelves already available in the public library. We have more than 3,000 users using our solutions, and more than 40 white label complete solutions. So let's have a focus on Kairon IoT Suite. It's an all-in-one monitoring solution. When you start an IoT project, the first step is to design your use case. So thanks to the studio, you can access to public libraries of decoders, public libraries of use cases. okay? And you can create your private libraries of use cases, of course. So these tools help you to create your mockup, to start with a proof of concept, and of course, to design your final use cases. The next step is to deploy your use cases, deploy your device. So you can deploy everything, monitor your fleet of devices, control your devices remotely, and analyze your data, okay? And this full package is available in white label. Interoperability. Let's have a focus on this point. Very, very important. So you could have, for example, to connect on the platform some sensors, gateways, routers. It could be PLC, or maybe custom devices. When you would like to connect this kind of device on Karen IoT Suite, the first step is to select which endpoints. So, for example, you can connect, of course, on Sigfox. You can connect and use IP protocols like MQTT, HTTP. You can also connect on device maker platform or machine builder platform, and so on. The next step is to select which decoder you would like to use, which kind of device, which brand, which reference you would like to connect on the platform. So you have to select the decoder. And we have more than 200 decoder available on the platform. The last step is to select the digital twins. Digital twins means the use case. So we have library of use cases available in the library, and you can create your own library of use cases. And you have, of course, dashboards, notifications. It could be email, SMS, mobile push, etc., etc. And the REST API if you would like to connect to a third-party application. And everything is including in Karen Service Platform. So now let's have a focus on Karen Studio. Karen Studio has some library of devices, and you can filter by brand, by connectivity, by feature. So you can find your devices according to your need. If you would like to add new devices in the library, in your private library, you can use JavaScript editor or C# editor. The second one is the use cases library. So we have more than 100 use cases on the shelf. You can customize your own dashboard very easily just by drag and drop. You don't have to have skills in or programming skills to do your use case. It's very easy to do it. White label. What we can do with the white label? White label, it's a real white label. It's not a subdomain. It's your domain name. So you could have your own solution under your own brand with your domain name, with your logo, with your graphic charter, your colors, email addresses, time of use, etc., etc. Okay. This is an example with one of our customers, NG. They use our solution in white label, NGIoT.com. It's our solution for the mobile app and the platform, web platform. And the mobile app is available for App Store and Google Play as well. Sometimes some of customers are looking for a device which is not available on the shelves, and IOThink can help you. This is an example of what we did for one of our customers. It will be available soon. It's called ICE Connect. ICE Connect helps you monitor your cold chain. Inside this device, you have a remote temperature probe, a clamp to detect if the fridge has been switched off, the Wi-Fi sniffing for indoor geolocation in hypermarkets, for example, a remote dual antenna, IP55 enclosure, and a smart temperature logging. So you can use this kind of device for hypermarkets, restaurants, hotel, butchers, greengrocer as well. Okay, so this is a picture of the device. This is also the dashboard we will use for this kind of use case. And if you are very interested in this kind of device, you can contact us to have more information about the availability, the prices, etc. Who are using our solutions today? The first one, it's the device makers. It could be startup, it could be medium-sized companies. And for all of our customers, there is common needs. The first one is to market new recurring services, to have a white label solution because they would like to sell services under their own brand. It's mandatory. And they must have a multi-tenant solution because they have a lot of customers. And the specific needs for this customer is to integrate all the devices in the platform, of course, and sometimes to use public libraries of use case because it's available, so they can use very quickly and deploy very quickly their devices, and a multilingual solution. The second one, it's machine builders. It could be power generators, heat pumps, chillers, boilers, etc. The common needs, of course, are the same. And for this kind of clients, they would like to reduce maintenance costs, to enhance operation, to improve R&D, to develop custom use cases according to their machines, their use cases, and a multilingual solution. The third one is service providers. For example, the studio is fully dedicated for system integrators because they can build everything thanks to the studio. In service provider, you will find facility managers, automation technicians, consultants, etc. For this kind of customer, they would like to develop the custom use cases, but also to use the public use cases, and of course to use the public decoders, okay, for all their use cases. And the last one is the network operators, Sigfox operators, telecom. We have some network operators like Sigfox operator who are using our solution today. And the aim for them is to use sometimes in on-premise version to host the complete solution on their country, to use a public library of use cases, decoders, and to have a multilingual solution. Okay, so this is all the type of customer we have today. So now for today, let's have a focus on smart building use cases. So which use cases in smart building you could have? For example, energy utilities. For example, electricity, water, gas monitoring, HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. You can control the set point. You can get some faults from devices. You can monitor air quality, temperature, humidity. The security, it's quite important for smoke detection, intrusion detection, leak detection. Regulatory for hot domestic water, cold room, swimming pool. And more like parking management, guarding, etc., etc. What is the aim for this use case? Why using this use case? To reduce maintenance costs, to improve occupants' comfort in this building, to automate regulatory statements for hot domestic water, cold room, swimming pool, to make energy savings, of course, to ensure the security, to digitalize the building. Okay. For where it could be offices, it could be banks, schools, hotels, administration, shopping malls as well. Okay. And for who? Facility managers, property managers, hotel managers, etc., etc. Just some example of customers who are using our solution: NG, Axima, Cofelis, P, Promed in HVAC, Efficace, it's system integrators, ADEM, it's public administration, Accor and French Hotel, it's brand of hotel, of course. So now it's time to a live demo. So let's have a focus on a smart hotel. It's one vertical of smart building. What you will see on this demo, it's several use cases, more or less 12 use cases in the smart building from real clients installation with real values, but it's a fake hotel. It's not IOThink hotel, not yet. So let's connect on the demo. Okay, so this is the platform, keronsp.io. I talk about the white label, so let me give you an example of a white label solution. Ice Connect, for example. So you could have the same tree and the same main page with the customization, with the domain name, with the colors, with the logo, etc., etc. So you can customize everything, and it's the same for your mobile app. Okay. Let's connect on the platform. and then we will see the studio, how to do these use cases. So just to understand how it works on the platform. On the top of the platform, you have all your customer contract. Okay, so you can access, if you enter the name of your customer, you can access to all your customers. So it's multi-tenant solution. For each customer contract, you can customize a white label. So you can be the full administration, full admin, and you can access to all your customer contract. And for each one, you can sell a white label solution for your customer. And each customer contract has a private database to log their data. On the left, you can organize your installation, you can organize your use cases, your devices as you want. So you can create folders, subfolders, and you can organize as you want. And for each folders, for each level of this review, you can have an overview, a dashboard of this group of devices, of a dashboard of these devices. Okay. So let's have a look on this hotel, IOThink Smart Resort. So this is the dashboard of this hotel. This access is the access for the general manager, for example. The aim for him is to access to all the KPI of his hotel. So you can see a synoptic of the hotel with, for example, on the top, all the alarm, the general alarms on the hotel you can have. You can see the status of some components. You can see the occupations rate, for example, for the hotel, how much spots are available in the parking at this time. And for example, if you have to control your swimming pool, the pH, water pH in real time. On the right, just a map to geolocate the hotel. And you have some information, some widgets with some main information, main KPI for the customer, for the general manager, but not only for the general manager, also for facility manager as well. So you can see in the first widget, the general consumption, electrical consumption of the hotel with the max, the mean, and average for the last month, for example. Can customize everything for it, of course. And the second one, it's for the water consumption. The third one for gas consumption. The fourth one, just here, it's for the heat pump. So you can monitor the outlet and inlet temperature of your heat pump, chiller, etc. You can see for you hot domestic water, the temperature inside, inlet and outlet, and inside if you put probe inside. And this one is for the fuel tank. So you can see that there is some liters left. Okay. And just below, you can have some trends like this with the full consumption, the water consumption, hour by hour, day by day. The same for the electricity and the occupation. So you can also make a zoom on it. Zoom in, zoom out. You can export everything in picture, in PDF, Excel file as well. Okay. On this side, you can create some tabs if you would like to have several dashboards and give access rights for example, one dashboard for the facility managers, one dashboard for the general manager of the hotel, etc., etc. And the second one for this use case, for this example, it's a list of alarms for all the use cases in the hotel. So you can customize everything as you want, the colors, everything. And of course, you can export in PDF Excel file. So you have the appearance time, disappearance time. On the left, you can also click on it and access directly to the heat pump if you would like to have a focus on this use case, etc. On the left, so you have on this example, each floor, and inside the floor, you have the room. And for this customer, we have an example of a room in real time with some devices connected on Sigfox connectivity network. So you can see, for example, if the window is open, you can see the temperature inside, you can see the status of the smoke detector, the humidity, etc., etc. And the trends, of course, just below. So it's the same thing as before. You can export everything, you can change the period, just time scaling, you can change everything and export it Excel PDF file. So what is interesting is that you can create this kind of dashboards thanks to the studio very easily. So you can import some picture, you can position your devices on the map, on the picture. You can create like a tag enabler if you like to hide some information according to the status you get from the device, etc., etc. We will have a focus on the studio just after. So this is an example of a room. Now let's have a focus on energy use cases. The first one is electricity metering. So this is an example of a dashboard for electricity metering. This kind of use case are in the public library. So you can use it. You can use them like this. If you would like to customize, to add widget, to change colors, you can do through the studio. So we use one devices to get the index, to see the daily consumption, the monthly consumption. You can see the consumption hour by hour. You have just below all the alarms we generate through the platform. So you can create, for example, a threshold and say, when I reach this threshold, I can generate alarm and send to a list of recipients according to the gravity, to the criticity of the alarm. For example, you can have a drift, you can have a fault, you can have an alarm, and send the alarm only for the general manager and the drift for facility manager. Okay. So one example for electricity, if I click on the second tab, I can see the trend for the consumption hour by hour, by day, month by month, and every time you can export in PDF, Excel file, etc. Second one, it's a fuel tank. So we can monitor the level inside the tank, and we can calculate, thanks to the dimension of the tank, the volume left inside the tank. Okay, and we can calculate that for the last 7 days, according to the usage of the fuel, when you have to fill the tank. So there is 2 days left before filling the tank. Okay, so it's a dynamic synoptic. This one, it's also public in the public library. Okay, you have, of course, some settings, so you can make some alert, create some alerts according to threshold, etc., etc. Everything will be export as well. Third one, gas metering. So it's quite the same display dashboard like electricity metering, but for gas metering. Okay, so this time we use another kind of device. We can have the daily consumption, the monthly consumption hour by hour. It's quite the same like electricity. So if you click on here, you have the consumption hour by hour, day by day, month by month. Okay, it's quite the same. And it's available in the public library as well. This one, water metering. It's the same as gas, electricity. Okay, so for the customer, it's easier to have more or less the same dashboard. So this one is for water metering with the same feature, with threshold, with alerts, etc., etc. Let's have a look on HVAC use cases. Heat pump. In your hotel, there is heat pump for the air conditioning and also for heating. And we have to monitor the temperature, the outlet temperature and inlet temperature. So we can use another kind of device and see the temperature in real time and calculate the average to get also the maximum, the minimum. You can see the trends. Of course, you can zoom in, zoom out, and you can create your, for example, alert. If you reach this threshold, you can generate an alert. Okay, so this is an example for a heat pump. So you can create your synoptic. If you would like to see the full air conditioning plant, you can also create it on this screen, thanks to the studio. This one just a focus just on the heat pump. A ventilation box. I'm sure you know this kind of device, the Delta P from Adonis. The the synaptic, it's also a public synaptic, so you can get the pressure in the inlet and outlet of this ventilation box to know if the filter have to be changed, for example. Okay, and what is interesting in this kind of use case is that you can change your use case, your synaptic, according to some information about the device. For example, this one is configured for pressure of clogging, but it could be atmospheric. You just have to change, and in real time, your synaptic, it's changed for this kind of use case. Okay, so this time there is no filter. We get the pressure in the inlet and the atmospheric pressure, and we can compare it. Okay. Okay, for HVAC, let's have a look on regulatory cold rooms. So cold rooms mean, for example, in this hotel, you could have a positive room and negative room. So we can position some temperature probe, okay, inside, in the SAS, inside each room, and get the temperature in real time, calculate the maximum, average, minimum, and you can generate alert. And what is interesting is that after the end of the month, you can generate a report to say, okay, everything was fine, etc., etc. So of course, thanks to the studio, you can create your custom reports and generate through the platform. Okay, for the cold room, of course, you are trend, etc., etc. Hot domestic water. So the aim for domestic water, it's to be sure that the temperature is higher than 50 degrees. Okay, it's mandatory. Okay, so this is two other kind of device we use with the outlet temperature and inlet temperature. So you have also the trends, can create threshold. So it's quite the same. It's just to show you all the example of use cases you could have in buildings, of course. Okay, and you can customize, add new features, add a lot of things through the studio, of course. For the swimming pool, for example, just to show you, we use another kind of connectivity. We use 3G connection because for this kind of use case, we need to get more and more information, and it's not possible to Sigfox connectivity. So you can see that it's sometimes you can use some connectivity network. Sometimes we have to use another one because for this one, we have to monitor the chlorine inside the swimming pool, the pH, temperatures, the status of the pumps. We can get alarms, etc. Okay, so it's quite interesting to have also this kind of use case for hotels because they don't have to get to control every day the temperature, the pH, and the chlorine. You can receive through the platform and get some alert when there is a fault. This time, comfort, air quality presence. We use another kind of device. It's a mixed device with temperatures, with presence, with light. So you have all this sensor on the same device. Okay. So for example, you can control the air quality inside the restaurant room. Okay, so you can see the temperature inside. You can see if there is somebody inside the room, the light, the humidity, and to be sure that the comfort is enough for the occupants. What about security, smoke detection? So this is an example with another devices. Maybe you know them, it's Nexelec. So you can see some information about the smoke detector. In fact, it's not only smoke detector, but also air quality monitoring. Everything is calculated inside the device, and the device pushes this information through the Sigfox network, and we can display some information like this. So you can see the humidity, the temperature, etc., etc. Okay, so this one, it's in the public library as well. Water leak. It's very important to use also water leak devices. For example, for a data center, when you have a sensitive room, it's quite interesting to have this kind of device, so you can monitor in real time the status like this and get an alert when there is a fault, there is a leak. Outside, let's have a focus on the parking. So this is the outside parking for the hotel. So we have some spots on each car place, and we can have the status of each one to know how much cars there is on the parking, how much free spots, how much occupied spots, etc., etc. And you can see, according to the day, according to the hour, the occupancy of the parking. Okay. So we have seen maybe 12, 13 use cases in smart building. So you can see that thanks to Sigfox connectivity, you can monitor all your building with all your use cases very, very easily. Okay, with a user-friendly dashboard for all users, not only for facility manager, but also general managers, for end users if you want, etc., etc. Let's have a look just on administration access. So in administration access, you can create some users and say, okay, this one is allowed. You can create roles as much as you want, okay? General manager, facility managers. You can get access right in the preview. Okay, for example, this one is a general manager of IOThink Resort. So when he's connecting on the platform, he can only see this hotel, that's all. And he receives only the faults, okay? So it's just medium alarm, okay? Medium criticity alarm. And this one, facility manager, he can get alarms, system alarms, etc. And this one, the third one, drift, faults, systems, and alarm. Okay, so you can manage the alarm as you want. And you can also use on-call management. For example, you can say, this guy will receive the alarm only the week, and it could be another one for the weekend, could be another one for the night, etc. Okay. So we can manage everything on the left: users, wall, access right, notification, on-calls, etc., etc. Subscriptions, all the endpoints are available here, digital twins, etc., etc. And if you would like to go deeper inside the platform, we can have, of course, a one-to-one meeting to show you all the features available in the platform. Okay, so now I can show you the studio. So the studio, it's the toolbox to create your private library of use case, to create your public, to use a public library of use case, public library of decoders, etc., etc. So let's have a look on the public templates. Start. So this is a list of all decoders available in the platform. So you can see, for example, this one, it's a team. So all the devices are already available in the platform. This one, it's Adonis. This one, it's Endless. Okay. And if you click on a device, you have an overview of the device with all the features of this device. Okay. So if you are looking for a device, you can just have a look on this and select the brand to filter by brand. Okay, filter by network and filter by feature. For example, you are looking for a temperature sensor. You select temperature sensor. You select the zone, Sigfox RC1, for example. You validate, and you can see all the devices available in the platform, which is using Sigfox connectivity and has a temperature sensor inside. Okay, and the same thing for digital twins. Okay, so this is some example of dashboard available to deploy now like this. So you can use it, use them like this very easily. If you click, for example, electrical metering, you can have an overview of all dashboard available. And if you would like to use like this, no problem. If you would like to customize everything, you can duplicate, import in your private library, and you can customize everything, all the pictures, the colors, you can add widget, etc., etc. Okay, so this is a library, public libraries. Maybe I can show you just an example how to make your own dashboard. So let's have a look on this, maybe this use case, water metering. So I can click on the dashboard. So you will find quite the same dashboard you will see just before. So you can see there is widget, etc., etc. When I click on a widget, for example, on the right, I have all the settings I can change on these elements. Okay, I can change the background, I can change foreground, I can change the tooltip, etc., etc. So you can customize everything. Let me show you how to create a dashboard. Okay, you can create just a tab, a new tab. Okay, so then I click on the toolbox, and I just have to drag and drop and create my dashboard very easily. No programming skills. For example, when I click on the widget, I can change, I don't know, I would like, okay, this color. I would like to hide the title. I would like to display a trend. I can put date container, I can put chart. Okay, so this is my chart. And inside my chart, I would like to add a plot. Okay, can say temperature is just an example. I can find select my tags. Okay, I would like to, okay, I select this one just for the demo. Okay, I can change the text because you can translate the text. You can change the format. Okay, you can change the thickness. You can change everything. You can change the axis. You can change the color, etc., etc. Okay, so it's quite easy. This is your trend. That's all. Okay, and now you can create your dashboard, etc., etc. And you can create all your dashboard for your use cases. You can save in your private library, and when you have to deploy this kind of use case, you just have to select which one you would like to use. And what is very interesting also in this studio, it's like you can release your use cases, your templates. Okay, so there is a compiler inside, and before releasing the use case, you must have to compile to be sure there is no faults, no issues. Then you can deploy on all your devices or select on each one you would like to deploy. Okay, so this is the studio. It's very easy to use, user-friendly. It could be used by facility manager, by system integrators, machine builders, device maker as well, and network operator, of course. Okay, for the live demo, let's have maybe just 2 or 3 more slides. So what you must keep in mind, the first thing is that the platform is available in SaaS, software as a service, or on-premise. Okay, so you can host on your own servers, or if you have a private cloud, if you want. The second one, it's that you can have your IoT platform today. Okay. The third one is that we have public library of use cases and devices. So you can deploy everything. You don't have to develop anything. Everything is fully available now. It's multi-site, so you can have one single platform for all your use cases and all your installations. It's not only to monitor, but also to control your devices. So you can send remote control, remote command, you can change some parameters, settings, you can start your machine remotely. We have also a tool, a mass deployment tool for large projects with Sigfox. There is an administration access for multi-tenant management and one database for each tenant. It's very important for the customer. There is no expensive license cost, so the investment is very low, and the OPEX, operation cost, it's according to your needs. If you have more device, you pay more, of course. The solution is available in 5 languages. We will add 2 more in few weeks. And if you would like to add new languages, you can do by yourself. It's just an Excel file. We have a REST API to connect with a third-party application. If you would like to use ERP, CRM, etc. It's a full IoT suite. The Studio, it's like an IDE, IoT IDE, integrated development environment. The platform and the mobile app. And of course, it's in white label for the web app, the mobile app, for iOS and for Android. The business model, just to understand how it works. So you have a subscription fee, yearly subscription fee for the studio. It's according to plans. You have 4 plans: starter, silver, gold, platinum. The difference between the 4 plans, it's how much custom digital twins you can create. So we can start with the starter with 15 digital twins. Okay. When you can create, for example, 1 digital twin. It's 1 template. Okay. And we can deploy for thousands of devices. It's just to create the digital twin. Okay. So thanks to the starter, 15 digital twins, 50, 150, and unlimited. Okay. For the price, we can contact us and we can have a one-to-one meeting to discuss about this. And for the subscription fee per devices, you have 4 plans: S, M, L, XL, according to the quantity of uplinks. 2 uplinks per day, 50, 100 uplinks, and 144. Okay. And the same for the prices. You can contact us. Okay. So this is the business model for our solution. And of course, we have a dedicated offer for Sigfox operator. It's a bundle. Okay, so I can send you more information if you are interested. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Nicolas, for this time you give me. If you need more information, so you can contact us for one-to-one meeting according to your zone. So you can contact Manon, you can contact Jean-Philippe, and myself, of course. So if you have any questions, it's time for the questions. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Julien, for your presentation. I think it's a topic that was very interesting for the ecosystem. We had like 100 participants today in this session, which is which is huge. So we are very happy that you were able to make it today with us. So we have also a couple of questions. So I will start. Again, feel free to ask a question. It's the time. We have like 15 minutes to ask the question to Julien. The first one, are you going to share the slides with the participants afterwards? Is it possible on your side, Julien?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay, great. Because we are going to make a follow-up email next week about this session, so you will have access to the YouTube video. The video will be uploaded on YouTube on our webinar channel, and we'll share with you the slides. So several questions about the presentation, about the fuel tank example that you shared. Can the fuel tank show the volume that is water ABD volume that is fuel?
It's not water. This one, it was for fuel tanks, for example. It could be water tanks. It could be as you want. Okay, you just have to select the right device for this use case. Okay, and on this dashboard we made and available in the public library, it's you can customize and set all the dimensions of your tanks, the type of the tanks and the dimension of the tanks. And according to the value we get from the device, we can calculate the volume. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. And about the parking management use case, how will you find out the free and occupied lots with your solution?
We know the quantity of spots we are installed on the parking, so we can calculate how much are free, how many are free, how many are available, are occupied, so we can calculate the rate.
Okay. Yeah. Again, it's using IoT again for people who. Where are stored the data that you show in the graph? In the cloud or locally?
No, in the cloud. We work with our partner is Microsoft Azure, Okay, so we host all the solution on Microsoft Azure Cloud, but it could be hosted on AWS or your private server, etc., etc. But the SaaS solution, it's hosted on the cloud on Microsoft Azure.
Okay, thank you. And is there a way to control the devices? So a question about the downlink from the cloud to the device.
Yeah, of course. Of course, you can change some parameter remotely. You can control your device. It depends, of course, of which device you use. And sometimes it depends of which connectivity. For IP protocols, you can control everything more or less in real time. And of course, with Sigfox, you have downlink, so you can change some parameters on the device as well.
Okay, thanks. The question about the fuel tanks. So I think I didn't. So it was not clear enough. Maybe I didn't read the question in the right way. So I will open the mic of the person who has a question about the fuel tanks, so he can ask himself. So Bonnie, you can. Are you with us? Still with us?
Yeah.
Yes, Bonnie. Can you ask your question directly to Julien? So maybe it will be more clear. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, usually in every fuel tank, because of heat, occasionally you begin to see some volume of water accumulating in the tank. So does the device has the ability to make a differentiation between the volume of fuel actually in the tank and the water that could also be in the tank? Because most times there's water in the tank, in the fuel tank, because of the heat.
Okay, understand. I think we have to discuss with the manufacturer to be sure that what we can get from the device. I don't want to say what I don't know. It's a technical question. Maybe we have to discuss with the manufacturer and with our technical guy. You can contact us after the meeting to discuss with our CTO, for example.
Okay.
So next question, is your dashboard or HMI web-based or only downloaded?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, it's web-based. Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks. The question, what is the sensor that you use for the parking lot in this example? In the example that you put.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. We have to check. Yeah, we have to check with the team. There is a lot of parking slot devices at this time. We have to check. I don't know now. I don't know.
Yeah,
we have to.
There are many. We can provide you some solutions for parking management from the ecosystem afterwards. If it's a topic that is interested for you, I think we are going to share with you some solutions like devices that were used in these examples. So today it was about the platform side, but we can share with you several examples about devices also. So you'll have the complete end-to-end map of architecture.
Yeah, and what we can do, Nicolas, just to add one more thing, what we can do also is to have a look in the studio. So maybe after the meeting, we can have a one-to-one meeting to discuss about it, and I can show you in the studio which one you can use and what is available in the library.
Okay. Definitely, yeah. Feel free to contact directly Julien after this webinar. There is his email on the slide, so you can directly get in touch with him. There are actually many questions. I don't know if we'll have enough time to go over all of these. So maybe after I will send the question to Julien. So if he wants to get back to you after the presentation, it will be easier to answer by email. Maybe one last question. Let me show you. Sorry about it. There are many questions. I'll try to choose one, the right one. So yeah, a question, maybe interesting question. Is there any way to, what if the device is not part of your already set up library? can we add your own device on it, on the platform?
Yeah, yes, of course. There is two ways. The first way is that, for example, if it's a device you can buy in the market on the shelves, we can add for you for free. Okay. If you have a custom device and would like to have in the library, private library, we can do for you. We charge for it, or you can do by yourself because there is a JavaScript editor and we can help you to create your decoder. So it's very, very easy to do this.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Julien. Again, we have still many questions, so unfortunately, I don't think that we'll have enough time to go over all the questions today, even if most of them and all of them are very interesting questions. So I will send you a recap of all the questions that have been asked during the presentation. So if you want directly to contact the people after the webinar, feel free to do it. Again, thank you everybody for having participated to this session. It was very interesting, and we had many participants today. And we'll send you an email, a follow-up email next week with the link to the YouTube channel with the video online, uploaded online, and the slides. Thanks a lot. Thanks again, Julien.
Thank you very much, Nicolas. Thank you, everyone. And feel free to contact us if you have any questions.
Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you again really quickly.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.